Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims info/thoughts video. So we got some more stuff to go over regarding terrain manipulation because that live stream just happened today, and there's some interesting tidbits that Simguru Graham talked about in regards to Get Famous. And yeah, we'll get into that in a second because regarding consoles, yeah, Seasons is coming, and it's coming November 13th. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So wow, that was, I guess, an unintentional pun there. But yeah, that's good. I did not think Seasons was going to come to consoles this soon. I initially thought, oh yeah, definitely like early next year. But yeah, November, that's pretty good. And I also want to point out that's the same week that Get Famous is releasing on PC. So even though consoles are not getting famous the same week or the same day as PC, at least you're still getting an expansion pack, so I think that's a good thing. Alright, so let's talk about that terrain manipulation stream. I think it was pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with what they've done with the terrain manipulation this time around. And yeah, it was pretty entertaining. Simguru Ghost is awesome. And I do have some notes jotted down here, but I still recommend you watch the whole live stream if you want to know all the details, because admittedly, as someone who doesn't really build in The Sims these days, some of the things they talked about went over my head. But what really stood out to me was with the yellow tiles, for example. I was wondering in my reaction video for Maxis Monthly what those yellow tiles were all about. And those indicate the flat land that you can place objects on, because Simguru Ghost did go into a story that he had while playing The Sims 3 when he first got hired at Maxis, and he wanted to place a mailbox, but he was having so much trouble doing it because the terrain on the lot appeared flat, but factually it was not. So he was like, okay, yeah, when we do terrain manipulation next time around, we need to make this a little bit easier to see. So yeah, I'm glad that they thought of that. That's really handy for me too. I think I did have a similar experience with previous Sims games. And with just the way that terrain manipulation works, it's literally like terrain painting, except you're manipulating at the same time, where you have like the brush size and all that stuff, so that's cool. They confirmed that there's no actual split level tool, but not yet. It's kind of sounded like they were like looking into it, but you can still have individual foundation levels. Also, they confirmed no pawn tool at this time. They wanted to focus all their resources on making the terrain tools as good as they possibly can, but they are looking into the possibility of it, and I really hope they do, especially since terrain manipulation is in the game now. It would just make sense to have that be like one of the next steps, if you will. And there will now be 4 levels of basements instead of just 2, so that brings it on par with what you could do with The Sims 3. I did find that a little bit weird, although I guess it's because when they introduced basements with The Sims 3, that was with the World Adventures patch, and in that expansion pack, you were able to build tombs. So yeah, for the sake of making the tombs not too short, if you wanted to like make really long ones, then yeah, it made sense to have 4, but we didn't really get any sort of tombs until Jungle Adventure. So I guess it wouldn't really have made sense to introduce 4 levels right away if you were just going to use basements in more realistic styled houses. When it comes to stairs, yes, you can use them to connect different levels of terrain, and it seems to work pretty well. It does seem to do this process automatically pretty well. There are no new stair types in this update, but yeah, not really something that I was expecting. And they did confirm that terrain manipulation will release alongside Get Famous for free. So, yep, we're definitely getting this in November, as I was hoping, so that's pretty good. And there's 2 more wall heights coming with this update as well, so that's pretty nice. And towards the end of the live stream, Simguru Ghost said that the Maxis Monthly live stream, the next one, is going to be on November 6th, and it's going to show off one little surprise feature that he did work on. though it's not something we're supposed to be really excited about, but still, I'm pretty intrigued by that. By the way, SimGuru Romeo did confirm that he was not actually trying to hint at cars when he made that garage when he was doing his thing in the Maxis Monthly live stream, so yeah, dang it, that really sucks. And on a related note, SimGuru Kate did end up confirming on Twitter that the Maxis Monthly live streams will be on the first Tuesday of the month, so that's good to hear. Much better than it being at the end of the month, so yeah, looking forward to seeing what will go down in this next Maxis Monthly live stream. And I'm guessing it will be, like, whatever the surprise feature is, it's not something that's going to be in the Get Famous pre-patch update, because, well, then those of us who are going to Sims Camp will discover what it is anyways. So moving on to Get Famous, there was a blog post that also went up earlier today that talks more about how you actually get famous in this Get Famous expansion pack. So we'll start from the beginning here. So they say that there's more than one way to get famous, as you'll find out, but here we're going to explore what can happen when your sim is on their way there. And for even more on this subject, don't miss the Fame Mechanic livestream that's happening on November 2nd. So, where does a star begin to rise? It all starts in Del Sol Valley, Mirage Park to be exact. This is where talented up-and-comers reside, owning their craft, going on countless auditions, and streaming their way to the top of their respective industries. No matter which path to fame your sim chooses, it will have twists, turns, and even some detours, but it will all be worth it when one day they can finally come home to a gold-plated toilet. Yup, they really are doing that. They're really doing the thing, and I am not surprised in the least. Well, if any of you have been playing The Sims Mobile, and we're thinking, man, I wish I could have the golden toilet from that game on the PC, well, your wish is coming true. So moving on to the next part, each sim who lives in Del Sol Valley has a public image, which is a combination of reputation and celebrity level. As their celebrity level rises, they'll earn fame points, unlock perks, and gain benefits, like slipping past the velvet rope at the hottest spot in town. There are many ways to earn points and get perks. Your sim can perform music or jokes at open mic night, donate to their favorite charity, get an A-lister to hang out with them, fingers crossed, or even be the child of famous parents. Anyway, back to the perks. Has your sim ever wanted to be a fashion trailblazer? Well, they'll see it right before their eyes when other sims begin dressing like them, or how about a fan favorite? When your sim drops everything to strike a pose on Starlight Boulevard, passers-by just might faint. But don't worry about picking those fans up, bouncers can deal with them. When your sim unlocks the squad perk, they'll lead a pack of other fabulous sims they just can't live without. Sims can't possibly be celebrities without rolling up with an entourage. So this all sounds pretty interesting, and it sounds like it does have a bit more depth compared to what the fame system was in The Sims Superstar or in The Sims 3, but I feel like it is still something that I need to visually see demonstrated to me to fully understand how this all works. So yeah, I mean, that's what that live stream is going to be for on November 2nd. But yeah, that sounds kind of cool. It's, I guess, almost like the Vampires perk point system, but more linear, which I guess makes sense. Like, it wouldn't make sense to get just like a little bit of fame and then suddenly you can slip past all the bouncers without them questioning you. Like, yeah, that would make no sense whatsoever. And it does sound like you can get famous through networking like in The Sims 3, but thankfully it's not so reliant on that. I really hated that in The Sims 3, and I really do prefer The Sims Superstar's way of handling fame. And it does overall look like that it's leaning a bit more towards that, and well, that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Moving on to the next part, fair warning. Fame comes with a price, and we're not talking simoleons. Fans and stands. Okay, yeah, that's how you know this game is being made in 2018. You use stands as a term and you capitalize it. Can act a little strange around your sim. And don't even get us started on the paparazzi. Can't a celebrity live in peace unless they choose to don a disguise? Not really. Okay, so this makes it sound like as if you can actually have a disguise if you're a celebrity, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the case, since aliens can have disguises and vampires have those dark forms, so yeah, I can imagine that being something that can be easily worked in. But I am wondering though, is there any way for their fame level to be knocked down a peg out of negative actions? Because that would be pretty interesting, because it sounds like the fans, stands, and paparazzis are just annoyances. But, I mean, yeah, you can lose your fame as easily as you can gain it in the real world. So it'd be interesting to see if it's like that with Get Famous. Although, I have a feeling it might not be like that because, I don't know, just like with the newer Sims games, they tend to go a little bit easier on us in terms of difficulty, whereas like the Sims 1, that's a harsh beast. Oh yeah, you can definitely lose fame pretty easily there. Lastly, they do also say that now that your sim is a proper celebrity, and they're literally shining from head to toe, it'll be the perfect time to move to the pinnacles. They can look down upon the little people, thank them, and fall fast asleep in their pod. Yes, their pod. Wow, sounds pretty fancy. So, alright, let's move on to some Simgrew Q&A here. So the first tweet that I want to go over from Simgrew Graham is let me be as clear and straightforward on today's topic as possible. Where your sim lives has zero bearing on if or how they gain fame or their reputation. You don't have to live in or travel to Del Sol Valley, and living in Del Sol Valley does not force anything unique on you, and that's good. I'm really glad he clarified that, because with the way the blog post was worded, I did sort of feel like they were giving a bit of an impression that you absolutely had to move to this new world in order to get anywhere on the fame ladder. Graham also talks about other ways to get famous. They said you can gain celebrity status by performing at open mic night or by performing music, but what about dance-off, busking, karaoke, DJing, selling art, etc.? Yes, 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 yes. And that led to some more specific questions about ways to gain fame. And he did confirm that for players who own Jungle Adventure, giving archaeology lectures, identifying artifacts, and writing archaeology books can help a sim become famous. Another way to get famous is by beating another sim by bowling a perfect game. And yeah, I'm sure little Simsy is going to love having that for her bowler Tommy Oaks. But not all skills will get you fame, because Graham says many of them, but not all of them. Some just don't do anything that logically made sense in contributing towards a sim's fame. You can also gain celebrity status through except being dared to streak. I don't know, did anyone else think about university when they read this? Because otherwise, yeah, this seems a little bit ridiculous. But Simgrew Graham says while he can't talk about it right now, don't get too worried about the fame system getting really annoying like it could in The Sims 3. But he did say that he will go into more detail about this on the November 2nd live stream. Though one thing that's a little disappointing to me is that with the ownable businesses like retail stores, restaurants, the vet clinic, they don't contribute to your Sims fame. Yeah, that's too bad. Even though not all business owners get famous, I would have liked for that to be possible. One other thing that's a bit of a disappointment for me is that pets cannot become famous. And I wasn't fully expecting this anyways, because we couldn't really do this in the previous games. But still, someday in The Sims, I really want the ability for pets to become famous too. Though at least kids have a little bit more participation this time around. Overall though, I think it is really good that they've accommodated fame for so many situations and not just being through networking or through rising to the top of your careers. So yeah, I think the pack makes a little bit more sense to me now, though I'm still not really sure if it truly replaces having 1 to 2 more completely brand new active careers that are fame related, but still, I appreciate that they're going to this level of detail with stuff that's in the existing game. That is one advantage that it has over The Sims 1 and The Sims 3. Though there is one more positive aspect. I almost missed this one, but Graham did confirm that your Sims can become famous singers. If you have the City Living expansion pack, as you sing in public and earn tips, your Sim will earn fame and start to attract larger crowds. So that's good, even though Get Famous itself doesn't have singing in it. If you have City Living, then yeah, you can still pull this off. Regarding the gallery, SimGuru Graham did confirm that your Sim's public image is saved and shared through the gallery. Their reputation, celebrity level, fame points, fame perks, and one other aspect of fame that he doesn't believe has been shared yet will be preserved through the gallery. So yeah, that's really good to hear. I'm really glad that with The Sims 4, having stuff like your Sims' occult status, or their skills, or their celebrity status, yeah, all of that is actually saved when they're uploaded through the gallery, and then when another player downloads that, then it'll all be retained. Alright, there is one more tweet that I want to go over. However, it's not from a SimGuru, because I wanted to put this one out there for all of you who enjoy using the Road to Fame mod, because the creator, Luke Hunter, or as you may know as Sacrificial Mods, he says, "This will make building stages so much better in regards to the individual foundation levels. The Road to Fame is going to be at its best when the Get Famous pack also gets released. Whoever is saying rip Road to Fame, take several seats, please, and glue your wig really tight because it will get snatched harder than ever." Wow, Luke, slay everything. Oh my god. But yeah, there you go. Road to Fame is not going anywhere regardless of this expansion pack, and I can't wait to see what he will do. And that wraps up another Sims info/thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on all the stuff that I went over in this video. And be sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps me keep up to date with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!